The Dark Knight trilogy, and particularly Batman Begins, it was about taking this beloved character and recontextualizing the character.
Christopher Nolan is a famous British-American film director, screenwriter, film producer, editor, and film editor. Nolan's directorial efforts have grossed over $5.1 billion globally and garnered 10 Oscar wins and 34 nominations. The filmmaker developed an interest in filmmaking at a young age and made his feature film debut in 1998 with a movie titled Following. Let me tell you that his movies are typically rooted in metaphysical and epistemological themes. The construction of time, the malleable nature of memory and personal identity, and exploring human morality. In 2019, he was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire. It's worth mentioning that this man has won 186 awards, including multiple AACTA awards, AARP awards, American Film Institute awards, and Deauville American Film Festival awards.
You're always learning about your craft. You're always learning about, how to balance the pragmatic requirements.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Christopher Edward Nolan, but is also known as Chris. He was born July 30th, 1970 in London, England, making him 50 at the time of this production. He stands at 1.8 meters or 5 feet 10 inches tall. The color of his eyes is blue and his hair is light brown, while the star sign of this actor is Leo. Let me tell you that Christopher is the nephew of Kim Hartman and John Nolan. He's a huge fan of James Bond and says that his favorite James Bond film is On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which was released in 1969. He doesn't like computer graphics in films and avoided them when making Batman Begins back in 2005. He holds British as well as American citizenship, and the mandatory U.S. citizenship of this actor was legitimized back in 2002. Did you know that Nolan is a fan of the rock band Radiohead? Before Nolan made his film debut, he was doing sound and camera work on training videos. It's worth noting that this man was named an honorary fellow of UCL back in 2006. Then in 2012, Nolan became the youngest director to receive a hand and footprint ceremony at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Los Angeles. 3 years later, Chris was listed in Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world. The filmmaker prefers not to use a mobile phone or an email address. In an interview, Christopher said, "It's not that I'm a Luddite and don't like technology. I've just never been interested. When I moved to Los Angeles in 1997, nobody really had cell phones, and I just never went down that path." However, in an interview with People magazine in 2020, the filmmaker said he carries a little flip phone. When Christopher was 19 years old, he met Emma Thomas at University College London. The two started dating and got married in 1997. Together, they have 4 children. Emma has worked as a producer on all of Nolan's movies, and they founded the production company called Syncope Inc. together.
Was useful experience and stuff that paid off when I came to actually make features.
He's the son of a British advertising executive named Brendan James Nolan and an American flight attendant named Christina. His father later worked as a creative director, while his mother was also an English teacher. The childhood of this successful filmmaker was split between Evanston, Illinois and London. Matthew is his elder brother, while the filmmaker named Jonathan is his younger brother. Christopher was especially influenced by Ridley Scott's work and the science fiction movies such as Star Wars and 2001: A Space Odyssey. Surprisingly, Nolan started creating films at the age of 7. He borrowed his father's Super 8 camera and used to shoot short films. When Christopher was 11 years old, he decided to become a filmmaker. He enrolled at Barrow Hills in 1981, which is a Catholic prep school in Weybridge in Surrey. During his teenage years, the man started making films with Rocco Bellick and Adrian. Here it's worth mentioning that Chris and Rocco co-directed Tarantella, which was shown on Image Union in 1989. Chris attended Haileybury and Imperial Services College in Hentford Heath in Hertfordshire. He later studied English literature at UCL. In 1993, Chris graduated with a bachelor's degree in English literature. Chris started working on the short film titled Larceny in 1995, which appeared at the Cambridge Film Festival in 1996. Then in 1997, the filmmaker filmed a short titled Doodlebug. It was about a man apparently chasing an insect with his shoe and later discovers that it's a miniature of himself. During the mid-1990s, Nolan and his wife attempted their first feature project titled Larry Mahoney. However, it was scrapped and never released. Chris released his first feature film titled Following in 1998. It won several awards during its festival run. Following the success of his first film, Chris went on to create Memento, which was released in 2000. The film was a box office success and was nominated for an Academy Award as well as a Golden Globe Award. In 2002, Steven Soderbergh recruited Nolan to direct Insomnia, which was another major success. His popularity reached new heights when Nolan directed Batman Begins in 2005. The next year, he directed The Prestige and went on to serve as the director of The Dark Knight, which was released in 2008. It was a massive success and grossed over $1 billion. His next project was Inception, which won 4 Oscar awards. In 2012, Nolan directed The Dark Knight Rises and went on to write, direct, and produce Interstellar in 2014. The next year, Nolan directed a short documentary called Quiet. During the same year, he joined the board of directors of the Film Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to film preservation. In 2016, Nolan served as an executive producer on Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. The next year, he was an executive producer on Justice League. And he returned to directing in 2017 with the film titled Dunkirk. The film grossed more than $526 million globally. Last year, he served as a director on the spy film titled Tenet, which was delayed 3 times due to the pandemic and was finally released in August.
By filmmakers of the past, hugely. I always point to George Lucas's first Star Wars film as a seminal influence on me.
Nolan has primarily accumulated his net worth as a film director, screenwriter, and producer. In 1998, his accumulated earnings from his older movies totaled $2.5 million. During the same year, this man directed, wrote, and produced the film titled Following, which earned $240,000 at the global box office. 2 years later, his earning from Memento totaled $39 million. Then in 2002, Nolan directed the film called Insomnia, which earned $113 million globally. It's worth noting that his film The Prestige earned $109 million in 2006. You might want to note that he's paid $20 million up front as a base salary for a typical film. Moreover, Christopher also receives a generous portion of the movie's back end. For instance, he earned $20 million and 20% of the gross earnings from the film titled Dunkirk. The total net worth of Christopher Nolan is $250 million. Along with his family, Nolan lives in his house in LA in California. Christopher Nolan likely has the following cars in his garage: a Porsche 911, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Cadillac Escalade, a Jaguar XE, a Dodge Challenger.